You are still watching Prime Morning. It's time for us to have the big interview. And we are having it with a man who has formed his own political party. But before then, let me say a very good morning to you, Sisi Beidu. You are watching us this morning. Have a great day. Now, the man, like I said earlier, is here. We need to get to know more about his political party. He broke out of the NDC to start his own party. He gave reasons why he broke out of it. We'll get to know more about those reasons. What his new political party is going to bring on board, and as to whether he's going to take up the presidency in the year 2024, we'll get to know that. His name is Mr. Stephen Atubiga, and he's the leader of National Liberation Congress. Welcome, Mr. Atubiga.
Good morning to your viewers, and good morning to you, and good morning to your technical team, and and good morning, Ghana.
You look dapper this morning. What's the inspiration behind the whole black look?
Thank you very much. It's a normal day wear, and after here I'll be visiting some bereaved families. Okay. So I'm trying to use one stone to kill two birds. All right. So that's why. That's
understandable, because I was still wondering. I was thinking that you wear black every day, because you said it's normal wear.
It's a normal wear for as well. We the Northern. This represents us, and we don't
the people at home who want to vote for you will want to get up close with you, and getting up close with somebody will need to see their eyes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Very important.
Very, very important. Thank you so much on that note. Now let's talk about you having your new party. How is the party coming out?
Thank you very much. Having a new party and in the country is one of a dream come true. And then at the same time, there's a dream and there's a vision that I have for this country. And then, remember, there's no schooling for presidency. And with your indulgence and your viewers, any lunatic, any stupid person could be voted as a president. President, as a matter of fact, people that...
These are your words.
I mean, yes.
And it's very early
any
in the
lunatic
morning,
could be voted in as a president. Okay. Besides that, president is one of the people that, if they know what they're doing, they're not supposed to even think. All you need is a scissors. If you choose the right people to represent you, deliver good governance, all you have to do is go around and cut sort for projects. So that's what I'm saying.
But we've had some great presidents, right? All our presidents so far have not been lunatics or stupid.
Well, it's in a context, because there's no schooling for presidency. Okay. There's no schooling that when you finish you have to be a member of parliament. There's no schooling that you are supposed to be a minister. Those positions are being chosen at the discretion of the president. Once you are voted in as a president, you have 5,000 appointments to make from the boards to the executives to what have you. So all I'm trying to say is that it takes more than a president, you being the individual, to lead a country. Right. If you want to lead, you have to pull people along. And besides that, people that you choose to represent you, they would help you deliver good governance. Immediately those people fails you, it transcends back up to you. So if you're DC, the way your omission and omission, your mistakes, your flaws reflects back to the president. They put you there. So all I'm trying to say,
you have the capabilities.
Yes, I have what it takes, and I could tell you that I'll be a good president more than all the presidents.
What do you have?
Oh, I know how to be creative. I know how to move a country forward. I know that as the population is increasing, developmental projects, the human capacity, it has to go along. You cannot build infrastructure and leave the people behind. It has to move together. Besides that, I know how in a country that we've been doing things the same way without not being creative. And every president has his own or his vision. Like my big brother John Dramani Mahama, his style was to do more infrastructure. When His Excellency President Nadu took over, he realized that there were more infrastructure, but there were people, food wasn't all that available. So he spent more money his first term. It's planting for food and jobs. And we saw that. So this second term, he says year for roads. So I'm saying every president have their vision, but some of us who had the opportunity to live outside the country and be also raised in a local level, like I said, I'm from my village, a village boy from Binduru.
How old were you when you moved out of Ghana?
24 years.
And how long did you stay out there?
Let's say 17 years. Okay. And the best decision I ever took is coming home. But besides that, before I left, I've been in politics since 1990. My father, biological father, was the first member of parliament in Binduri from 92 to 2000. My grandfather was a councilman in Nkrumah's regime. And my father's big brother, Atubiga, was a member of parliament in Liman's regime. So just to tell you, and I've been well-groomed, just ready.
To tell us that you can fit that seat.
Yes.
Now, you were saying that everybody or every president has a way of, ruling. Some did infrastructure, others are doing other things. What are you going to do if you should be voted into power?
If I'm given the opportunity to, the first thing that I will do is no more budget for any minister. No more budget. Every minister should run your sector as a business, because all the sectors has a...
So they're running it from zero?
Yeah, they wait until government takes your taxes and give to them before they could do projects. It's a big no-no. Every sector of this of the ministry, there's a commercial sector, okay? And one thing I want us to know to know is it takes a creative leader to be able to pull the economy forward. So I will make sure that, like the road sector, okay, there are roads that the tolls, the biggest mistakes that this government did, the toll booths, is one of the most biggest mistakes that they did. Nowhere in the world that people don't pay tolls. Those tolls augment whatever revenue that the government. Look, we have Burkina Faso and all those bringing their vehicles.
So you are going to bring back the tolls?
Back the tolls, okay? And then when I bring back the tolls, you could go pick a certain road and give proposal to the government, and then how much it will take, how much you should take the toll, okay? Then you will create the Works and Housing Minister will work side by side with you. Then the minister will have to go to parliament to go defend the loan that the government will guarantee giving you to construct that road. And don't forget that Singapore has less than 10 million population. They have 365 banks. It means there's a bank for the communication sector, the media sector. So with your experience, you could put a proposal together and have another station in another town. You create employment, okay? And so you're
going to be creating banks?
Yes, banks. I'm building the foundation of how we can achieve that. They go together. They marry together.
All right.
So if you have banks for auto banks, let's say you take Trotto, you come to work. You spend 500 Ghana a month. It means those auto banks will strictly be at all the dealership. If you can prove that this is how much you make, you could part this monthly, you get a loan to buy a vehicle. Somebody could also take money from here, go and see the bank, Works and Housing, Bank for Housing and Construction. They could package the media houses together, build them low-income houses if your rent is 500 or 1,000. So government has no business building low-income homes. Well, how can government determine who is a low income? It ends up to we, the politicians. So if you are in any jurisdiction that you are, you could be creative.
Did you say ends up with you, the politicians?
Yes.
To identify who is a low income?
They are friends, they are cronies. It doesn't go to the right people. So if somebody talks to the media houses, and let's say there are 2,000 in this country, he goes to make a case with the Works and Housing banks, and the housing banks know that, okay, average person may be paying 500, 600, up to 1,000, depends on the type of. And remember, the amount of money you build a house in Accra is not the same in Bolga, it's not the same in Kumasi. It varies. I'm just trying to tell you how a population of 30 million Ghanaians that we are today. You have to run this country like a business entity. The reason is government payroll is less than 1 million population. I'm talking about from the police to the wherever security, they are less than 1 million. So let's assume 10 million are kids. It means you have more than 15 million people that government has to make sure that as a president, you have to pull them along. So
now your ministers will have to raise money. So
yes. Let's say Agri Development Bank. They're supposed to be working strictly with the Agri Ministry to make sure that they do capacity building to the farmers. They give them the infrastructure, and that is where they tap into the how do they call them? Those who do the agri,
the fertilizers.
Yeah, no, those who do. I forgot their names, but they work under, it's a sector that they do the veterinarians. The government have a sector, I forgot. You attach them to it, and you have the expert in the farming sector. They train the farmers. They should. Then the banks will also attach their staffs. They also create employment who are more knowledge in farming and getting a ready market for the farmers. And they build warehouses. So as the farmers have the resources from the Agri Development Bank, so that as the farmer is finished, he has a market. They give them the infrastructure in terms of, the tools, like the combined harvesters.
So are you going to raise taxes?
Taxes is one of the most important things in running a country, okay? It depends on what you call raising taxes, but I'm saying we have more loopholes.
I said erasing. Are you erasing?
No, I'll not erase taxes, but I'll make sure that government will rather earn more. If you are creative and everybody has something doing, like under my father Kufuor's era, you saw that there were a lot of microfinance. It was booming. Even if you were working here, you had access to bank. Small loans. You were able to. Anytime a bank is being closed, you suffocate and you starve a certain sector of the country. So I think closing the bank, if they're having issues, government could have gone in, okay, take over the banks, because Bank of Ghana, for instance,
so
you have this.
Saying it was wrong.
It was, to me, there should have been more. A lot of consultations should have been done. If you think a reserve should be 10 cedis, I'm just giving an example. You could bring certain banks cannot afford a 10 cedis reserve. You pledge them as 4 cedis, but give them a room that within 10 years should be hitting this.
Atubiga, what would you have done different if you were in power and the banking sector was struggling?
I would have made sure that government will sit down with those banks that are struggling and prosecute the owners of the banks that have taken people's money to invest where they're not supposed to be. And government would take over the banks, instead of closing it down, restructure it, because you have shareholders. Okay?
But they did take over some of the banks.
That's what I'm saying. But you don't rebrand them. If I took over, what's your name, please? Rosalind Bank. I don't change it because it's branding. Yes, they may. That's why you have Bank of Ghana. You have the Security Service. I mean, the National Security, the whatever. Actually, so they are not only there to look at fraud. They could come in and take over the banks, and they have the expertise that will run the bank as it is in your name. So your
problem is a rebranding.
Yes, my problem is closing down the banks.
Some of them,
because it's going to create unemployment. Okay, as a government, you have the capacity to keep those banks running, bring it back to where it's supposed to be, prosecute those who took people's money. If you have to liquidate their assets, bring it back.
And the government not doing that aside closing the banks?
Yes. I mean, them, right? Yes. Besides political lens of pulling each other down, we should look at pulling the country forward, because all I'm trying to say, like Paco Sindom Bank, it was one of the banks that was everywhere, that every corner when you go, it was there. Yes, he might have done what he's not supposed to do, but he could have paid the price instead of closing the banks for people, because it's a government that gives you any institution that government gives you the certification, okay, to operate, to serve you and I. The government has a responsibility of cracking the whip to make sure that, the right thing is done. And for the fact that they're giving you a driver's license to drive, doesn't mean that you could be hitting the one way. That's why they could take your driver's license away, and taking it away may not be, you could be punished. So all I'm trying to say is that, how do we crack the whip? Because the way it was done, a lot of people have put political lens on it, but I think the finance minister, okay, and whatever they had their reason of, I think we could have taken another option of letting the banks run, reducing the reserve that maybe some of them did not qualify, if some of them,
and prosecute them.
That is what I think we should have done. We need to create more banks. We need to look, the market woman should be able, you should be able to go to a bank that is strictly supporting microfinances, okay, companies that they could give you an interest rate of, let's say, 5%, and you could set up something let's say in a village in Kokofu, Jessica, somewhere, and give them interest rates of 10.
How many people have registered to be a part of your party?
At this moment, we are working with the EC in meeting their their criteria. We've reached a point that we've done all our endorsement, our certification. We're left with our offices. Once we have our offices set up to all the 268 districts, once we finish doing that, they will inspect them, then we'll get our certificate.
So far, how many people do you have on board?
At the moment, I could tell you without fear that we have at least 1% of the NDC. So if NDC registered voters are 5 million, 10 million, we have 1% of. The reason why I'm saying that is we broke away from the NDC, and we broke away with some of the cadres, we broke away with some of the stakeholders, we broke away with people that matter. Okay, so
how many are the numbers?
The numbers that we have right now, approximately, on our paperwork that we have now, from our regional executives, constituency executive, and then our members, give and take, we are hitting almost 700,000-800,000 at the moment.
You have 700,000.
Yes, that's members on paper that we know right now. Okay.
In
Ghana, so far. So far.
So you have 700,000 members you are working with.
Yes,
we are looking at you getting votes up to 700,000 minimum.
Yes, more. We targeted to get more, because the reason is those who are not happy with the NDC. You remember, the NDC did not lose power because it didn't have what it takes. It lost power because of members. A lot of members didn't have confidence in I'm talking about the current leadership. A lot of greed went on. People were selfish. They didn't do a lot of social. The MPP, which is a capitalist party, unfortunately have done more social intervention programs than our party that's supposed to be a socialist party and that was one of
As of what year?
Oh, it is the plane started tipping, okay, from 2012 coming up, and that is where the neglect, the selfishness, the monkey, the work babu, the chop syndrome in the party.
So who was working and who was chopping?
I'm saying that was, if you listen to our former president, late Jerry John Rawlings, that was one of his predicament, because the party has taken a different direction instead of, when we call each other comradeship, it means when your brother hasn't eaten, you haven't eaten. There shouldn't be a poor or a rich man in the NDC. We're supposed to be at the same level. So the gap started going up. And one of the problems I had with them, how can you say filing a social democratic party, your filing fee to be a member of parliament or a president should be affordable for the members to be able, party members, the grassroots. Anytime a grassroots person, a political party, a grassroots person, an average person in the party cannot afford to participate in the internal contest or election, it means it's no more a socialist party. Let's say 400,000 to be a member of a president in a political party, it means you've already planted a seed of corruption. I'm talking about our social democratic party.
Okay.
So once you do that, you are indirectly telling me if I become a minister and I want to be a president, it means I should steal, man, I should siphon. And that was one of the problems we had with the leadership of the current party right now. I want to be a member of parliament, 20,000.
Is that not the same with all political parties?
But no, we represent the poor. Okay. We represent the nobodies. We represent an average young man that
so
on the street.
Does anybody coming to pick up a form
and wanting to
be a presidential candidate?
Yes, please. And wanting to contest as a member of parliament, president in a social democratic party shouldn't be the depth of your pocket. It should be your knowledge, your sense, whatever you have that you think you could use to help the poor, not the rich. That's the difference between the NDC and the MPP. The MPP it's a tradition. If you don't have money, they don't need to come and say, I'm poor. If you don't have what it takes, stay away. It's a tradition. But the NDC was set up for the poor, representing the nobodies, giving hope to the youth, giving hope to the people.
You think that's why John Mahama lost?
John Mahama lost because there's an internal wrangling in terms of power struggling. Okay, I could tell you without fear because I was in the kitchen. I know how.
Tell us what was cooking.
I know the air that the NDC breathe. I know our blood. I know how we win power. I know how we lose power. Some of our powers we lose deliberately, like the year 2000. Obeda Samuenko had issues with Jerry. They came out and formed a different party. They took 1% away. That is why Kufuor, our ex-president Kufuor, won. The year 2012, okay, we won. Everybody came together. We won. Atamils went back to them on his knees, late Atamils.
Yeah.
And they brought the 1% back. And that is why NDC won the 2020, I think 2028 election. In the 2012 election under JDM, people pulled back. Okay, you know, he came with his own style, his own people. The old folks, like, they all felt.
But he still won.
I'm saying
okay.
What I'm trying to say, after 2012, he won. Remember, President Atamils brought everybody together. Okay, when he lost, President John Dramani Mahama took over, and everybody was pulled along. Down the line, there was a gap. Okay, a lot of people were left behind. That is how he lost 2016. Okay, you could see that we didn't even have a coalition center. 2016, and incumbent didn't have results. 2016, I mean, look at the gap that in unprecedented that an opposition party would defeat an incumbent president.
Did it get better in 2020?
2020, I'm trying to make a point here that for us to know exactly what happened, and it's what it asks any leadership, because I know what went down. I'm saying there was a gap between the John Dramani Mahama's government and the structure of the party itself. Remember, it is a party that gives birth to a government. So when a party gives birth to a government and the government does not support the party, it's like your mom giving birth to you and you don't take care of your mom. And in politics, it's besides it being business, that you have the businessmen that are sponsoring you, you have the stakeholders, you have the chiefs, you have other people that support you. It's bigger than just go in a certain direction. You have to pull them along.
I want the people at home to also join, because we want to pull them along in this conversation.
Yes.
So you can call us and share your opinion. We have Mr. Stephen Atubiga, who is the leader of National Liberation Congress. Now, let me ask you this. You know, 2024 is also around the corner. You are saying that Obeda Samoa, the late President Mills, went to beg him to come back. If John Mahama comes begging you to come back, you think the NDC will win power in 2024?
Before I make that point, in 2020, President John Dramani Mahama lost. He had all the votes around. He lost because internally the leadership, led by Professor Ampofo and co, to me, I think it was a deliberate, it's like, how can you put people at the EC, okay? They will sit there for 3 hours.
You are alleging, right?
I am not alleging.
You are speaking to
I am speaking as a party member. I am attacking their offices, not their personality. I'm saying they failed. They did not do a good job.
Okay.
Okay. The campaign manager, Alabi, okay, wasn't a team player. His office failed. They didn't do what they're supposed to do to give the NDC victory.
You reported on it, and hence you were suspended.
Yes. You see, when they vote you and give you power to lead a party, and you use the power trying to suppress people, not to hold you accountable in your office, that doesn't represent the NDC. The NDC is accountability and probity. Did
you leave because you were suspended?
No, I left because I saw the direction that they were taking the party, their demeanor, the way they represent.
So why didn't you leave before your suspension came?
I want us to understand that as a party, as NDC, it's a collective effort, and you don't leave when there's war. When your party is going for war professionally, you wait until everything's settled, then you point to the commanders that you put us there, you didn't give us the right logistics, you couldn't put the right tools for us to win this war. So I am telling you in your face that, and I don't see you taking the same direction, I am resigning as a soldier. Not because of the party, but the leadership. But I could set up another rebel group that will show you how soldiers should fight. Remember, political party, with your indulgence, if you have a well-structured party, well-united party, you could win an election with any lunatic, okay? And then, but if you have a weaker party, okay, and you have the best candidate, like John Dramani Mahama, you can never win an election.
You think John Dramani Mahama is the best candidate?
President John Dramani Mahama is a president that I can package him even to win an election outside the country, international, not even Ghana.
Oh, you can package him.
I'm saying
what
that.
What would you do special to package him? Let's answer this call, then I'll come back to you. Hello, good morning, Philip. You're calling us from Bolga. Oh, unfortunately, we lost that call. But I was asking you, what can you do to package John Dramani Mahama?
Okay, President John Dramani Mahama has to reposition himself. Besides the rebranding, okay, remember NDC, he cannot do without the gurus. And when I mean the gurus, those who started the party, those who made sure that they put, you see, there's more to it than just winning an election.
The question is here.
Yes.
What will you do to repackage him for him to win an election?
If I was to repackage John Dramani Mahama, there are a lot of people those who started with the cadres, okay, the grassroots, the foot soldiers, those who were there. You don't bring people to come and jump the line. For instance, like the woman, my good mother, the running mate, very beautiful, very intelligent. Okay, she has what it takes, but the timing of her being a running mate wasn't rigged, because in the sense that late Atta Mills went with Martin Hamidu. It didn't work. Who was in line to be a president? He came with Mumuni, and then it got to his turn. I should have advised him to go in for to stay in line. I'm coming. Okay. All those who contest, who run, including myself, that were contesting him. You don't bring a stranger to come and jump the line ahead of us, because remember, the woman wasn't a cadre, she wasn't a grassroots, nothing. You only gave her an opportunity to be a minister. Okay. Okay.
Let me answer this call, and then I come back.
No, it's very important to make this.
You make the point. Okay. Let me answer this call. You make the point. Hello, good morning, Philip. You're back online.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you're calling from Bolga. Let's hear from you.
Yes, please. Yes, my question is, good morning. Yes, please. Yeah, my question is Steven is, Honorable Steven is, not to open his offices in all the districts in the country. Like, I'm from Bongo specifically. I want to know, does he have one in Bongo already, or is he here to come and open one?
All right, thank you so much, Philip. So, are you here to open the one in Bongo?
In answering that, all my regional chairmen in all the 16 regions, all my constituency chairmen, I don't know whether they've gotten, but they're putting everything together. And then I don't know, I don't have it offhand, but I know we have our reps over there that they are working on it. At the end of the day, it will be branded, they will see it. So whether it's been branded or not yet, I can make, but I know until we finish having the 268 district offices, the NLC has no office. I mean, has no certificate from the EC. So
you don't have the certificate yet?
No, until you get the the office is ready, then they'll certify. But in terms of whatever you can think, we have it ready with them.
All right. Now let me ask you again. You were talking about the running mate to John Dramani Mahama.
Yes.
Who would you say John Dramani Mahama should select as the running mate?
Okay. Before I go there, I was trying to make a point that JDM should have chosen all those who should have said, look, all those of you who contested me, I stepped down last minute to support him. And the party leadership should bring 2 people, give me a candidate. Bring in the woman in there. They felt that, let's say, God forbid, he's not also around. The woman has no any link to me or any grassroots. I'm just giving an example, okay? And in politics...
So in a nutshell, the woman didn't have to be there. Who should have been there?
I'm saying that is why if you look at the leadership of the party that should have collated John Dramani Mahama results, everybody folded their arms, like Rojo. Okay.
The question you haven't answered.
I'll make the point.
We don't have enough time, so we going on and on and on. We don't have enough time. Who should have been the running mate?
I think anybody who is a cadre.
Who are the anybody?
Oh, it could have been Sylvester Mensah. It could have been Alabi himself. It could have been Nuruddin. It could have been Uwadako. It could have been anybody.
Could it have been you?
Oh, I can, because of regional balance. We all from the northern sector. It would, even though the constitution, the part doesn't, but it doesn't make sense. There's no way. For instance, today, I am pushing to get Bawumia. I am pushing to get Napo. I am pushing to get Alabi. I am pushing to get...
You are pushing to get these people?
As my running mates. So that my government, I want to bring in all inclusion. And all inclusion is, if I can get Dr. Bawumia to be my running mate, if I can get John Dramani Mahama to be my running mate, if I can get Napo, if I could get Kennedy Japan.
How are you going to poach them? Are you paying them for them?
No, poaching, like I told you, as a president, if you get as a leader of a party, remember, I am not yet the presidential candidate for NLC. I am only the leader and founder. But when I'm given the opportunity, because it will be an open race, if I'm given the opportunity to lead, I will poach even the opposition so that in this country, I will have all inclusion. Because we have to set a tone that...
Let me answer this call, okay? Unfortunately, hello, good morning. I am not yet the presidential candidate. Can you lower the volume on your television set for me, please?
All right. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Jude. I'm calling from Chifupraso.
Okay, Jude, please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, this morning, I want to say good morning to your guests at the studio this morning. And I do appreciate the ideas that is sharing with us this morning. But all that I want to say is sometimes when they are looking for positions like this or places in government, they comes out with perfect ideas, but most times the execution, it becomes a problem. So I would just want to tell him that, he should stand by his words, because there have been sweet words all over the country that they don't fulfill them, and the youth and the masses, we are suffering. So please, our leaders, they should abide to their words. That the country is suffering. Thank you this morning.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. We are super grateful. There's a video we want you to watch. When we are done, we'll come back to the studio and talk to Mr. Atubiga. Mr. Atubiga, that's you.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, what happened?
It's one of the best moments in the country that I think I was privileged to have sacrificed for my party, and I was proud to have paid the price in changing the atmosphere of our political, scenarios at that time. We had to put ourselves to sacrifice to make sure there was sanity. I mean, there was sanity in
you were put behind bars?
Yes, for 3 days. For 3 days, which today, I'm happy that people do their thesis on me. I mean, they take me as their thesis. Even those who are doing international law, from when they do a lot, and then you cannot teach law in the country without not getting to contempt. And when you get to contempt, you talk about Atubiga, you talk about late Sir John, you talk about Samia Wuku. Okay, you can now also do political science. So we are happy that you can now also talk about the political history in Ghana here, talking about there was election petition.
Without you.
Yes, so at least we are happy that I am happy to be part and parcel of it. In life.
So you don't regret it at all?
No.
Right. I have some messages. Let me read it. Good morning, madam. In fact, the man is making sense, but my advice to him, let him come on board and so that we all win together. Kluche Jacob, Deputy Youth Organizer, Boakwa North. He says you should come on board the NDC. The NDC is calling on you. If the NDC calls on you, will you join them?
Where I find myself now, I'm not an individual. It's a political party which is bigger than just me, Atubiga. It's just an idea that I have, and then people have have come on board. We're building something. And don't forget, in politics, it's business. When I'm in politics, it's business. You don't need to be with a political party. Let me give an example. When NDC went for the election petition.
Nothing will make you join
no.
NDC
Look, it's better if you're a pastor working with a...
Will you join the NDC?
No, never.
Never. Good.
Never.
Now, this message reads...
But the NLC is a replica of the NDC. Our godfather is the late Jerry John Rawlings. Our vision, our ideology is the same as the NDC. Okay. We are social democrats.
So you are saying that the NDC people should come and join you?
Yes, we want to get more votes. Remember, UP, Dankwat, Buzia, Dombo, they formed to become what they are. And we hope that in the future, when we take over, NDC will come and join us, and then we will do. All
right, so this says, I'm Shaban, watching you live from Kumasi, Kenya. I think His Excellency Atubiga has good ideas that Ghana can take to its destination, but it shouldn't be that he is only talking for talking's sake. People don't want you to talk for talking's sake. This says, I'm Brian from Navrongo. I appreciate Mr. Stephen and the NLC. Also, this says, hi, this is Mustafa texting from Tamale. I have listened to our man and I can truly say that he had convinced me to become a member of his party already. I have a political business proposal for the honorable man that we will give him a massive percentage in the northern region. Would love to get his personal email or contact for to talk, says
Stephen Atubiga1@gmail.
Stephen Atubiga1@gmail.
Yes.
Okay. Someone said the grassroots is ultimate. Let's make the lame man feel responsible. I think this is it for the messages. But Mr. Atubiga, let's round up our conversation. We have just 1 minute to go, so let's round up our conversation. Your final message, in 2024, do you think you win?
I know people are tired of the NDC MPP. Until there's a sacrifice in this country to give another political party, the NLC, an opportunity, they will never be changed.
Mr. Atubiga,
yes.
Will you win in 2024?
Inshallah,
yes,
I will be the next president of this country if the people of Ghana decides to give me a mandate to lead this country. And we know, even if we don't win, I'm just saying, our vote should determine, when there's a second round, our vote should be determined who will lead this country. Macron
so
never...
Are you definitely going to be the presidential candidate?
I will definitely...
Will you be the presidential candidate for your party?
Yes, that is my dream and that is my hope, and I hope the delegates of the NLC will give me the opportunity to lead the NLC.
Thank you for being here.
And having said that, I want Ghanaians to know that I represent the nobodies. I represent people that have no hope. I represent people that want to have a dream. And
thank you so much
give
for being
NLC
here.
the opportunity to deliver good governance.
Have a good day, and thank you for watching the show today. Thank you for watching. We're super grateful. My name is Roslyn Felly. We'll be back again tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I've been doing this with KMJ on air, and a big thank you to the production team. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye.